Welcome. I hope you enjoy the conversation you're about to see between me and another comedian about religion and comedy. These are conversations I'm calling disorganized religion. God bless. And for those atheists out there, may nothing await you after this life.
We're in. Here we go. Beautiful. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of another series in Disorganized Religion, the coronavirus series, where we're doing this over Skype. Usually we're in studio with the beautiful Travis Clyburn, but unfortunately we have to stay 6 feet apart. So, but I am joined by the mighty Jesse Gutierrez today.
Sir, yes, sir.
Thank you for joining us, man.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you run a podcast too, right?
That's right. I do a sports podcast. It's a Giants Dodgers rivalry podcast. So we basically just kind of cover everything and kind of like talk shit to each other a little bit. So
yeah, you got a fan that, or which team do you cheer for? Both?
I'm a Giant. No, you can't cheer for both.
Yeah, that's why I was curious. Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm a Giants fan, but I've lived in Southern California my whole life, so it's really easy to. Well, I've dealt with a lot of Dodger fans. My wife's actually a huge Dodger fan, so thought it'd make it a little more interesting and a little bit more easy to like talk about on here. So
with the last name Gutierrez, you're sort of going against brand.
There's actually Mexicans in San Francisco.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is.
There are not.
As much.
You don't lie to me.
Like 1 more hour, we're not going that far.
And who do you co-host it then? Because you're the Giants fan.
Yes, sir.
And who's the Dodgers fan?
My buddy Tyler Coe. I met him back when I used to go to like hardcore shows when I was younger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What hardcore shows, like band, like music?
Yes, sir. Yeah, like metal, hardcore. I used to go to like metal hardcore shows like ever since I was like 15.
Yeah. Oh my God. How's your hearing? Pretty good?
Oh, it's you use earplugs and you're solid.
There you go. Fun. I never got into the metal.
When you use earplugs, you hear yourself like breathe, and when you're fat, it just like it's hot. It's depressing.
Oh, that's great. Now, I never got into the metal hardcore music scene.
Mm.
So maybe, I don't know. I mean, what are some of your favorite bands?
Oh, man, favorite bands? Probably Comeback
Shows
Kid.
you went to. Shows you went to.
I went to shows like every weekend. So
gotcha.
that'd be much. My very first show was Ozfest when I was like in middle school. That was pretty tight. When I was like a new metal. But hardcore, I mean, probably Comeback Kid, Bury Your Dead, Terror, Sleeping Giant. Those are probably, that'd be my top, I think.
All right. Well, there you go. I have no idea, so I will cast no judgment because I don't know.
Sure, whatever you say, I guess.
Yeah, right. That all sounds great. I could have made all that up, and I would have no idea. That's fun. And your podcast is called Benches Cleared? Cleared podcast?
Yeah.
Fun.
That's what they
you're
say when
all about the rivalry.
Exactly. All about
Charging the mound,
brawls, everything, all of it.
Yeah. And you just cover baseball? Just the two teams?
Just baseball. I mean, if something's big, like that happens, like something might come up. But I honestly don't really. I watch basketball a little. Just started watching basketball. I think it's like my third year watching basketball. Mm-hmm. But I've been watching baseball forever. I'm not a big football guy, so.
Yeah, gotcha. So did you do an episode covering Kobe or no?
No, we did not. No.
Yeah. Gotcha. So it has to be bigger than Kobe dying for you to cover.
That's cold-blooded. No, I think it's because I think my co-host is not really a big basketball fan.
Gotcha.
And during the off season, we've only had like 2 episodes in the off season. Yeah. And during like literally like the day after, I don't know, I felt weird talking about it. That makes it because. I'm like I said, I just started watching basketball like 3 years ago. So it was literally the year after he retired. And I felt like if I would have been like, ooh, it would have been like, that's fake as shit.
Yeah. One in the bandwagon.
Yeah, like I've done the Kobe, but that's
right. Close. I mean, everybody's done that though, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I heard about Kobe's passing, I grew up in Utah. right? So, and I grew up in Utah, during the 90s. So I cheered for the Utah Jazz, and I grew up hating Kobe because he kept us from, after the Bulls, it was the Lakers that kept us from going to the finals and winning for 6 years. So I respect Kobe.
So you didn't say anything.
I just said nothing. I was just like, whatever, let LA mourn.
Yeah.
Anyhow, fun. So how long you been doing stand up, Jesse?
Just beginning of last year. My first open mic was just like the end of January last year, and rolled on from there.
There you go. And what drew you to stand up? What were you doing before? I guess let me start with what were you doing before?
Well, I was in a Christian hardcore band since I was like I think it was 2006 where we started, and we broke up in 2012, and then I was like kind of doing nothing, just working, getting married, living the married life, and then I was like kind of thinking about it, like I feel like I might be able to do it, and then I saw one of my friends give it a shot, and I was like, shit, I could do it then. So then
did he do poorly or was he good?
You're gonna get me some shit on my friend? Is that what you're trying to get me to do?
I don't know who it is. You don't have to say who it was.
No, he just did a couple open mics. He didn't really he just did one, and I was like, oh shit, if he did it, maybe I can,
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if it was like, hey, I'm as funny as him. He did well. I could do well. It doesn't always have to be negative.
No, yeah, he just did a couple open. I went with him to an open mic. I think that's actually where I'm not even sure if that's where I met you, but I knew I saw you.
Yeah.
The first open mic I did.
Oh, no kidding. Is that right?
That's 100% correct.
That's crazy. At that young comedy mic?
No. That was when Sal's was doing that competition thing.
Tuesday night competitions.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. That was way back. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's funny. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So now that sounds.
I remember one of your bits. You had a bit about, it was like, if there's no heaven, you're gonna be pissed off.
Yeah.
Because everyone's having fun.
Yeah, I'm working hard to make it. Yeah, exactly. I still feel that way, by the way. It better be there. So you said you were in a Christian rock hardcore band.
Yes, sir.
That to me seems counterintuitive. That seems contradictory.
Are you sure? Why?
Well, because hardcore music is, about death, destruction, Satan, usually, right?
A lot of it was like, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Sounds
pretty
like
much.
Satan to me.
No, but I mean, it was just, you can't. I mean, hey, when you sound like that way, you're gonna sound tough no matter what you say. So.
I guess so. I guess that's true. But I mean, it would be different if they were, singing about flowers and roses and. I mean, that would. Once you start looking at the words, it's not like Metallica is singing about rainbows.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. If you listen to some hardcore bands, I feel like they're not even trying sometimes. They just try to put in random words that might sound tough. I don't know.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can
tell there's well, there was a big thing, straight edge was a big thing when I first started going to hardcore shows. But
I have no idea. What is straight edge?
You know what straight edge is? It's you don't drink, you don't do drugs, and you don't have promiscuous sex.
Oh, so that's my life. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I don't know.
As a kid that was going to youth group in high school, I was like, oh man, that's the coolest thing ever. So
no kidding.
Yeah. I mean,
straight edge was a movement in the hardcore scene.
Oh yeah.
You're blowing my mind right now. I don't understand that.
I feel like that's kind of common knowledge. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's just because it's my world. I don't know.
Maybe so. I mean, I don't know. But fascinating.
Yeah, there was a whole movement of straight edge, and then separately because there's a lot of atheist straight edge guys that are super vegan too. There's a whole separate thing of that too, meat is murder type shit, and then There was like
What
a
is
huge
this?
wave of like super Christian like worship songs at like hardcore shows. It's
Yeah, and that's where you were for a while.
pretty much, yeah.
Interesting. So
Oh yeah.
what were some, do you remember any lyrics from songs?
Oh
What?
yeah. I wrote
Yeah.
because I wrote a lot of lyrics.
Oh, okay.
Not like most of them, but like I mean most of it was just like dealing with stuff more, like dealing with like aftermath of how you feel like after like sin takes over you and like
Uh-huh.
just struggles and also some stories from the Bible. We had a song about the story of Job,
Sure.
just you know just
Yeah.
completely because you're not smart enough to get your own shit, so you just take from the Bible because that's you know
Well, I mean, every
take part
great
of the
artist
lyrics.
does this, right? I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
it's building off a theme. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Right? I
yeah.
mean, it's not like you're plagiarizing the Bible to sing a hardcore song. There has to be some sort of artistic
Yeah. Well,
interpretation
it's
going in.
probably the easy. I wouldn't even call it like musicianship because it's like the easiest music you can play.
The hardcore stuff,
Oh yeah.
just
Oh yeah.
two chords.
Power chord open and
Yeah.
chugging. That's it.
Yeah. It's all about the beat, the momentum, right?
Exactly.
That's
Whatever
fun.
someone can punch someone in the face to, I guess.
So, what was your favorite song that you guys sang? What was it about?
Favorite song was
Or that you
what
performed,
was the
rather?
title? Because like when you write like a record, right? You would like write the songs and you would get it all together, and it seemed like at the very end you're like, oh shoot, we got to have names for this. So like
Oh,
sometimes you forget like the names of stuff.
sure.
It'd probably be No Victory was probably my favorite one.
Okay.
Um, and that was
And that's
just
about
about
what?
that was about dealing with because I was like addicted to pornography for a while, so like that was me
Sure.
dealing with that and like you know feeling how like when I would kind of let it take me and that sort of
Sure.
thing. So
Interesting. Oh man, that's fascinating. So, are you guys on like SoundCloud? Do you have any music records still out there?
this is before SoundCloud, I think.
Well,
Well,
sure.
maybe not that it was like created because I don't know who like when it was like established. But it was like my time was like more like you put your stuff on MySpace.
Yeah.
But no, but we were assigned to some like I guess it would be considered like an indie label that had like bigger bands from like our genre of music.
Yeah.
And and we put out 2 records. We toured
No
US a
kidding.
lot. Oh yeah.
What was your band's name?
Sovereign Strength.
Sovereign Strength.
Yes,
I
because
love
back in
it.
the day, like when I first started to be in bands, like when I was like in middle school, you would like flip through the dictionary and then kind of like
Yeah.
do this and then that's stupid and you kind of go again. So
Yeah.
when we're like, no, let's do like a Christian band. We did that with the Bible.
Yeah. Of course. This is the way
So,
people look for answers too.
yeah.
Not just band names, right? The magic 8-ball method of
uh,
living life. Oh, that's cool. What instrument did you play?
I played guitar, so I was just chugging and opening. It was
Yeah.
more of like a you
Lead
better
or
be able
rhythm?
to move.
Did you do rhythm
Oh,
guitar? Or are they all rhythm guitar?
they're all pretty much rhythm guitar. Sometimes it would just be like da 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 da, and then like someone would maybe hold a chord or something like with a bump 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 like something like that. I don't know.
Sure. Oh man, that's fun. All right, Sovereign Strength. I'm gonna have to put that. I'm gonna have to remember to put that in the show
Yeah,
notes.
we're like Spotify and everything because we were like
Nice.
so
Yeah.
I mean YouTube. We have music videos on YouTube.
No kidding. And they can just
Yeah,
look for it under Sovereign Strength.
the internet's a crazy thing.
Crazy thing. I'm gonna have to check this out. I'm so intrigued now.
Aria, that makes me happy.
Yeah. That's fun.
No, yeah, we
Uh,
did really well like out here. Like out here is I live in Lancaster and Love
uh-huh.
Valley. So like we did like really well out here. It was just it became impossible like when because you would have like an 8-hour drive, and when
Yeah.
you're a nobody band, they would give you what you would call a door deal,
Oh,
which
sure.
means they give you a portion of the door. But
Yeah.
when 10 people show up and
Yeah.
5 sneak into the show,
Yeah.
you get like 20.
Yeah.
They don't make anything, so the promoter feels bad and gives you like $20. I was like, how the hell am I getting? How the
Yeah,
hell
you
am I
gotta
going to get to
split
the next
4 or
town?
5 ways.
Oh no, there was no splitting of money. It was like, hey, how are we going to get 8 hours to the next show because
the
booker wasn't that great either. So the agent who booked the tours was like, well, anywhere they'll take you. So the routes were
So
kind of
you're just
like,
all over.
like usually like a tour would be like here stop, here stop, here stop. It was like boom, 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 boom. That's what happens.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. So now, what denomination did you grow up religious, or?
I don't even know what the denomination would be, honestly. I'm sure there is one. I just don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to say like it was like a crazy weird church. I'm sure they called themselves something, but I honestly don't remember.
So do you know what you were not? Like, you were not Jewish, I take it.
I am no, I am not Jewish. No,
you were not
Jewish.
Catholic.
I was not Mormon. I was not Catholic. Like I like go to church basically online now, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now with coronavirus.
Yeah, exactly.
We're doing church at home. So,
I belong, I guess, to a church called Our City Church that I believe is from Corona. It was just my old pastor when I was like in middle school and starting into high school. Then they kind of move around a little bit sometimes. Yeah. And so I just picked up his stuff, and because I mean I work at a grocery store, so
okay.
I don't exactly have Sundays off, so.
Yeah, you're still working then, I take it.
Exactly. So like, when I was emailing you and I was like, sorry man, I've been really busy. I know you're probably thinking, dude, this fucker's in quarantine. How the hell is he busy?
No, I mean,
actually
busy from home. No judgment. I don't know.
What's something called? I work at a grocery store. I'm a meat cutter, and then I'm also building a house. So then after work, I go do that when I can. So.
Yeah, not with Habitat for Humanity, I take it. Like you're.
I don't even know what that is. Habitat for Humanity, is that a real thing?
You throw out Straight Edge, I'll throw out Habitat for Humanity, and we're even. It's a nonprofit organization that builds homes for people.
Oh, so like
they build like model homes for people.
Decent people. Good people.
I don't know if it's decent people, but for people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you're building your own house.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I do. I'm not a smart man. So I like think of an idea and I kind of run with it, and then I'm like so far in. Like this has been like a 4-year process. Me and my wife sold our house in 2017, I think.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, just a whole circle of architects dealing with LA County's permit codes and
they're crazy, man.
It's a nightmare. Like I'll do something and then like I have to wait a month because I get like caught up in something. I feel like I can't even tell people half the stuff that I have to do because I feel like they think I'm making it up. Like,
right. No, I was overwhelmed. We were trying to get and are still in the process of getting our house retrofitted for earthquake stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I had to go to the county to get permits and things so that we could perform this work, which has not yet been performed. But anyway, it will be. But the point is, I was overwhelmed with just getting the permit, let alone actually building it. So congratulations.
The crazy thing is growing up, my dad has done things to our house and he's owned houses. So we've done things to houses all of our lives and we've never pulled a permit. Never, ever, ever, ever. It's just because I need an address. It's going from the ground up. This is like the first time ever. So Mexicans, we don't pull permits. Okay. Because it's just like you're wasting money. You're going to do the work. Why should I pay you money?
Yeah. Right. Oh,
but I'm going to need, mail to my house and shit. So.
Yeah. Well, so, white people also apparently do not pull permits. I'm sitting in an unpermitted upstairs in our house right now. So I didn't do it. The old previous owner did. Anyhow,
that's exactly what I told the county when they were like, "Who dropped this dirt here?" Because I wanted to even out my lot. I was like, "Oh, I don't know."
You have to get a permit to even out a lot?
To drop more than 500 square feet, there, Seth.
Oh my gosh!
Dropping knowledge.
Man,
right
that's
there.
They're down to everything. They regulate.
Oh yeah, I would have to get a what do they call it? An architectural plan to do a yard over 500 square feet.
You got to get just the blueprint for that?
Yeah, like you gotta submit for a permit. So my front yard is 500 square feet of grass. and then I tell them there's nothing in the backyard. It's just gonna be dirt. And then when they fuck off, then I'm gonna put stuff back there.
Wow. LA County, get it together, man.
Oh no.
That's crazy. Interesting. All right. So, but you grew up believing in Jesus?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So we don't know what level of Jesus you were, but
that's the thing. Like, I feel like a lot of people get wrapped up on like the little shit. Like, like I feel like if
what do you mean little?
Like, exactly.
It's so important, all of it. Yeah.
Like people get so wrapped up on like what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
I don't know, during Lent season or something, or anything like that. Like, I feel like if only one thing is getting into heaven because they're 100% right, then none of us are.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like, I feel like if you believe in Jesus, you're good. You're going, like, we'll figure out the rest later.
Yeah, right. Just try to be a good person on the way up, right? I like that. I like that a lot. So I want to get back to your stand-up. What took you out of music and into stand-up other than just the one open mic or few open mics?
I was out of music since 2012. Oh,
okay.
So, I think it was just because I was so burnt. The reason we broke up, we bought onto this tour because we were doing like headliner tours, which when you're the biggest band, you're the headliner. But when you're nobody, that means like
no one cares.
Yeah, no one cares. So, like you want to get on bigger tours. So we bought on to a tour called Scream the Prayer, which is like the biggest like Christian like summer tour.
Sure.
Do you know who Norma Jean is?
That name sounds very familiar.
Okay. Yeah, they like headlined with and we bought onto that tour.
Okay.
And that tour was just like super spiritually draining and just mentally draining.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, it was
in like a very negative way, not like
very negative way.
Yeah.
Very. I mean, like not like the band. I mean, Norma Jean. I didn't like. I tried to talk to because I listened to them when I was like in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I introduced myself to the singer like 3 times, and he was like, "Oh, thanks for coming out to the show." It's like, well,
you're like, no, dude, I'm on the freaking tour with you.
But everyone else was like really, really cool, So like it was nothing had to do with dudes. It was just the 10-hour drives that were crazy. We were getting paid like nothing, and we were just behind on stuff. And then I stopped caring about a lot of things that I should have cared about, and I cared too much about stuff that didn't matter. Like I used to really care about like I couldn't say like the word fuck or shit. Like I was like super, super crazy about it, and like. I went just way too hard on some stuff, and then I started getting into like just real sinful stuff and just not caring about it. And then I kind of had like an epiphany. It was like, dude, you need to back out of here, or else like you're gonna like mess yourself up,
Interesting.
So then I quit, and then basically it kind of unraveled from there.
Right, because you were the glue. They couldn't go on without you.
They easily could have gone on without. I think it was just because everyone was like already on their last straw, because like our van would constantly break down, and then like I think the last time we were supposed to the last tour we did, we were supposed to meet in Canada. We were like, okay, well our van's shot. Like, what do we like? We need this much to. We were telling our label we need this much to fix it, and they were like, "Oh, ask your parents for money." And we're like, dude, fuck this.
Oh.
So that's, I think, where it kind of really unraveled for everyone else, because everyone else was on their last straw. Right. And when I made my mind up after that Scream the Prayer tour, and then that tour that I'm talking about was the next one.
So you're like, no, this is it.
This is it. And I was like, I'm done. I need to get out of here, because if I don't, like, I don't know if I'm just like starting to hate people or like I need to work on, the most important thing and the reason why we're supposed to be, touring. And, and it's taking me away from right now because this is just a bad situation. So I needed to bow out. Yeah. And then just kind of tumbleweed from there.
Right. And did you feel like it was did you notice a big difference once you quit?
Oh, definitely, because you're talking about just in my life?
Yeah.
Because I got out of that situation, and then I was just being able to like get a job. Oh man, that that was amazing.
Just a 9 to 5.
Yeah, like my girlfriend at the time, my wife now,
Yeah.
was like sending me money. And
Uh-huh.
I mean, we would eat like Chipotle and Chick-fil-A. I'll forever be in debt to them. They used to give us free food all the time.
No kidding.
Yeah, they hook up bands if you call and you put the high voice on, and I don't want to say I lied on the phone, but I wasn't exactly like, hey, we're a shitty hardcore band from Lancaster, California. Can we get some food?
Yeah.
And it was like, I forgot the exact speech, but it was something to the lines of like, we're a music ministry group.
Yeah.
And we're falling on hard times.
Yeah.
We're looking for what do we call it? It wasn't like a donation of food. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Like, no, I'm just kidding.
Help us not starve.
Yeah.
So
well, Chick-fil-A seems like they'd be all over that, right? I mean,
yeah, Chick-fil-A,
ministry group. Come on, musical.
Exactly. You gotta throw out the line,
Yeah,
Music
right,
great.
right. I mean, I gotta say, for being a Christian hardcore band, was it the hypocrisy? Because I get a sense of like you felt like you were doing this. You wanted, maybe you had this vision of doing wonderful work, getting the word out there through music.
Yeah,
and just negativity upon negativity.
Honestly, it wasn't this. I love the hardcore scene. I mean, there's a lot of problems in it, and but it's not. It didn't have to do with the hardcore scene. It had to do with trying to survive as a band.
Yeah,
and the label you're on is just not making it possible. When you talk to other bands, they're like, you're paying your label how much? You've never seen any money out of this. I mean, we weren't exactly the hottest selling band either, so it wouldn't have been much. But
still, right?
Yeah, it's just you couldn't survive. And then like the things that would really set me on fire was like, every once in a while kids would like comment on like your on your MySpace posts and be like, come to San Antonio. Like we were just there last week and no one was fucking there.
Like why weren't you there?
Like you're a liar, Yeah. And like I would just like be like so angry.
Yeah.
And like So I think that's what like really unraveled it. Just not being able to function, survive. I just think it just got to a point where it was just like, if it wasn't possible, God wasn't making it possible. So it was like, go home and get yourself a job and just get married.
It was not the path for you.
Yeah.
So you took your experience from the hardcore music scene to then pursue a very stable career in comedy. That's what you want to do now. Because I got to tell you, Jesse, I don't know if you know much about what's ahead, but I don't think much is ahead for us as far as money goes.
Yeah, well, that's definitely why I'm not quitting my day job,
Yeah, right. Fair enough. So is it still that need to perform? There's a lot of parallels I've noticed between past musicians and stand-up comics.
I hope not, because that would just mean I just want to be in front of people. That would just...
at some level we do. We have to admit it. Yeah, we do.
I think... I don't know. I just think... I just thought it would be fun, and I just kind of like go for stuff, and
Yeah. All right. So what about the first or second open mic you went to that we were like, no, this I want to do. This is for me. When did that happen, and what drove that for you?
I don't think there was a time where it was like first or second open mic, like, oh, I want to do it. It was kind of like, hey, I'm not just going to do one open mic. And, if I'm going to try something, I'm going to try it,
Sure.
And I know I'm going to be shitty the first whatever,
100? Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Right.
I did do, I think the thing that really got me like pumped up was like, I did my first show. And
where was that? Where was your first show?
It was at Sycamore Tavern.
Oh yeah, okay.
Do you know who Rebels of Comedy is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I did a show with them.
Cool.
And what's it called? A bunch of my because it was my first stand-up show, so I had like a bunch of friends come out, and
sure.
when it's a crowd full of your friends, you can say anything, and they're gonna think it's hilarious,
right? That's great. That's what you want every show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I think that like really pumped me up on it, and I just kind of went from there. Went from doing stand-up, and then I was like, trying to get on people's podcasts, and most people said no. So I was like, I'll just create my own. So then I you know,
don't say that. No, you're too busy to do their podcast that they invited you on.
I was like, no, I can't. Booked up.
Yeah.
I'm saving my first podcast for
there you go.
Seth. That's it.
For disorganized religion. For right here. Beautiful. I love it.
So yeah, now I'm just kind of doing everything I could do. You know what I mean? Just the podcast and whatever I can get my hands on.
Yeah. So have you done any virtual open mics since COVID-19 has plagued the land?
Not. No, I've thought about it because I've seen like the opportunities pop up.
Sure.
But I think I'm just using this time to really like take care of like my house stuff and my wife has lupus, so this is like really scary for her, so I have to kind of like be like the good husband type thing.
Yeah, you gotta stay home.
Yeah, exactly.
Compromised, right?
And then I'm working on a short with some friends, so like I'm trying to finalize all that and get that started. So
yeah. That's cool. I have heard the virtual open mics are incredibly depressing.
Are they really?
I've heard that. I have not done one myself because I don't know that I can.
Able to hear people laugh?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But I mean, at an open mic,
keep going with a joke.
Yeah, but at an open mic, I don't know. It just seems difficult. So I've heard that the open mics are tough, but that the virtual shows where you have people that are actually online watching can be fun.
Because you can hear them laugh.
Because I think you can hear them laugh, and there's a chat that's rolling, and so people will type in, lol, ha 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 ha, whatever. Right?
Okay.
And so, I'm sure there are people chatting as well, like kill yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You're not funny.
You just need to ignore those. Anyway, yeah. So what's you quit Christian comedy. You quit Christian music, hardcore music. Where do you stand, and how did that affect your faith? Because
honestly, I think it, like I said, I was getting in a low point on my faith. That's why I quit. Because I was like doing things that were just like, I don't know, just didn't reflect who I felt like God was calling me to be. And then I was like, I need to step back. And well, at first it didn't scare me. I was like, okay, then who cares? And then I was like, wait, that scares the shit out of me that I thought that. So then I needed to quit.
Yeah.
And then, so I think it's gotten better. I mean, I've kind of gotten in the in and outs of like being busy with my own life type stuff to do it. But like, it's just kind of like a up and down thing.
A roller coaster.
Yeah. Sure. So, but I mean, like right now, I feel like I'm really good. I think our city church has been really, really helpful to me, and
Yeah. So now, are they a non-denominational church, the Our City Church?
I'll be honest. I don't even know what that. I'll be honest with you. I'm not even sure what that means, non-denominational. Like, I feel like that's like something that like when someone says, you're kind of like, but like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, us gringos, we're very big into labels.
Yeah.
And if we don't know how to classify you, it's very uncomfortable for us.
Yeah. Like when I just like that stuff, just like, I mean, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I just feel like that's not important to me, Like, so I just don't even don't even know.
So for you, what is your idea of God? What have you been taught God is, and has that changed over time for you?
Changed over time. I don't think so. I think just for me, I know that Jesus died for my sins, and I think the closer. I mean, I feel like things in the Bible aren't things just rules you should follow to get into heaven. It's if you accept Jesus, then you're going to heaven, and these rules are going to are like basically for your own good, like so you can be the happiest and be the closest to God on earth.
Yeah.
So I think that's just my idea of my philosophy of how you're supposed to live life.
So do you think someone can accept Jesus and break all of the rules in the Bible?
Do I think they can?
Yeah. And is that okay? Like, are they going to heaven? You got a serial killer who's just like, no, I accept Jesus. I know what I'm doing is wrong, but I am continuing.
But I mean, that also includes repenting, and you can't like
Okay,
fully
got it.
repent, you
Yeah,
know,
you
and
should
still
not
be
be
like,
doing.
okay, well, I'm still gonna kill this guy, but I just gotta say, I'm sorry. Well, it's
Right.
like, well, God knows your heart, so.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean,
Okay,
so
fair enough. Yeah. No, I was just curious because anyway.
because
Fair
I'm
enough.
sure you probably hear a lot of weird spiritual things on this, huh?
Well, yeah, there's and I hear some questions, right, about like deathbed repentance. Most comedians I talk to are either I would say most are agnostic.
Okay.
Some are
They
atheists,
can't
right?
make a decision.
Yeah, they don't know, and
Yeah.
they're just trying to be a good person, and that's great, right? That's fine. Some are good people and also atheists, which
Yeah.
I also don't understand, and I'm like, you're wasting your time, right? If just break
Yeah.
break the rules. I don't know.
Yeah. Do whatever you want to do.
Nothing is
Lie,
waiting.
steal, cheat. Yeah.
But I think as far as questions about religion, I think there's this stereotype that goes, oh, if you accept Christ, there's like this deathbed repentance idea,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. I know
If you
exactly.
accept Christ, but you've been a terrible person your whole life, and you accept Christ at the end, that seems unfair and disingenuous.
Is that a question, or are you going to keep going?
I'm just explaining. I like.
Oh, okay.
Some of the weird
in
things.
my thing of is that fair? The way I see it is none of us, deserve heaven. So
Okay.
that's so I that doesn't bother me if that happens, then awesome, because I don't deserve to be there either. Whether it's
Yeah.
they accepted Jesus last second and they meant it, and if they're cool with God, that's cool with me. That's good enough for me. I don't really care.
As long as you're there.
Exactly. As long as I'm in the guest list, like I don't care how many people are there. Like
Yeah.
And I've heard lots of things in like Bible studies that just really don't make sense to me about like levels of heaven and like
interesting.
like the verses where it talks about when you give, don't like in Matthew where it talks about when you give, be silent about it, don't
right, don't let
like
your left
build
hand know
your
what the right hand doeth.
exactly like don't build your treasures on earth, build your treasures in heaven. And then someone took that as like actual treasure.
Sure.
And I was like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, if I'm in heaven, why do I need treasure? Like, I think like in my head, I was just like, the treasure is heaven. Like you're building for the heaven. And then like, it got into a thing of, well, like, someone's got to live closer to Jesus. Like, bro, you can put me in the furthest corner. That's fine. Like I'll make the drive, whatever it is.
Well, I mean, can't we be rich in this life and in the next?
Yeah, I don't. Well, you can, but I feel like you can't be greedy rich in this life and be rich in the next. That's
so. All right. So, is Jeff Bezos going to heaven? Do you think?
I don't know his whole story, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's rich though.
He's like.
Do you need to know anything more? He's greedy rich.
Well, I don't know. I'm a Prime member. I don't want him revoking my membership, so I don't really.
He doesn't care about you, Jesse.
Yeah, right. Both of our Prime memberships are getting cut off. We're gonna log into Prime Video. We're cut off.
Yeah.
You're not gonna watch. You're not gonna be able to watch Onward. I am, because I'm not saying anything about it.
Do you have an Alexa in your house right now?
I do not. No, I'm one of those guys.
You're safe.
Like, yeah, I'm like, I feel like someone can not like the government's like watching you, but like someone can tap into it type thing. I don't know why anyone would want to, but just someone could, in my opinion.
Because you're saying deep, important stuff, and they want to know. You're just running around chanting out your mother's maiden name, your
exactly.
social security number. Do you have any other favorite conspiracy theories?
Oh, I love the the FBI. You have your own FBI agent on your phone that listens to you.
Ah, sure.
I love that. Like, I honestly, if there's a guy listening to my phone, like, tight, like you could, like, I feel like I'm smart enough to not buy an advertisement. Like, not smart enough, just like cheap. I'm too cheap to just like buy anything that's advertised to me. If you're gonna send me an advertisement that I'm talking about that I'm gonna want to buy, that's a favor to me. I feel like. I feel like my FBI agent, if that's true,
he's got
giving me the assist. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So many alley-oop.
Jesse wouldn't like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Wants this. He wants a Giants jersey.
Yeah, I get them a lot. So
there you go. He knows. Tyler knows.
do you have a conspiracy theory that you're big into? Are you a flat earther?
No. Gosh. I mean, I like that. I don't believe it at all, but I find it fascinating that people do. And that's sort of where I am with conspiracy theories. I'm fascinated that people believe them.
Yeah,
some of them.
What's the end game there for me?
With flat Earth?
Yeah, like what's the let's say there is a flat Earth and there's like it's true, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Is it just like, ha, gotcha? That's the whole thing.
I think it's just, your worldview based on modern science now is shattered. But that's
crazy to me.
I don't know.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I always think of like what's the what's the on a conspiracy, like what's the point? Right. Like people say the 9/11 thing, like so you can start the war. Okay, that's I feel like plausible. Yeah. I'm not going to say I believe it because there's a reason, sure. Whatever. So just like the same thing with the coronavirus thing, like I know like a lot of people are saying it's like, oh, it's just the flu. It's just like basically like the flu, so like no one should be worried about it. And I want to say I was on that train because, like I said, my wife has lupus, so even on flu season, we're super cautious because if she gets the flu, it could kind of lead to a lot of problems. Yeah. So we're always pretty cautious, but when this happened, it was like super cautious just to be safe. And I didn't really think I believed too much of like the craziness until all the sports like shut off.
Oh, right.
And then I was like, dude, if these billionaires are like cool with being like, yeah, we'll pause it, like then I believe it's serious. Like because
interesting.
Like there's no way, like, because I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's the media, like they don't have that much power. Yeah. To tell like billionaires like they're gonna get negative publicity, but freaking I'm sure Nike gets negative publicity from getting sweatshops, but they still do it and people still buy Nike.
Yeah. No, my favorite one with coronavirus is Chinese created it for population control, and it got out of hand.
Wow.
That's my favorite one for coronavirus. My favorite one in general is the Clinton body count. Have you heard of this one?
No.
Oh, all right. Jesse, you got to Google this. You got to Google this. It's fascinating. So the Clinton body count, there's a whole website and pages devoted to researching people that have passed away under mysterious circumstances that are tied to the Clintons, Bill and Hillary.
Is this like the
so like Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah. Which doesn't make sense. I don't understand how they're blaming. I mean, I don't know a lot about the situation, but it doesn't make sense how they're blaming Hillary Clinton for it. Wasn't he like friends with Trump?
I mean, he was friends with a lot of political figures, but he was friends with Bill. I think Bill Clinton more than he was friends with Trump. Yeah. And he supposedly was going to be, ratting people out, and his guards went missing. No one checked on him. He was on suicide watch, but wasn't checked. It goes on and on.
Suspicious. Yeah.
But there are like 80 people that are tracked back to the Clintons somehow.
Okay.
It goes back years. It goes back to when Bill Clinton was in Arkansas, being the attorney general down there.
So back like when magazines would like, how is, Dave Grohl like connected to the singer of Sum 41 and they go like, up
National
here like
Enquirer. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Exactly. Cool. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff there. It's fun. So what do you think the afterlife is like?
I literally think about that all the time. Like, and I honestly have no clue. Yeah. Like I don't know. Like I like, cause I mean like you think of the thing of movies, the mysterious cloud stuff. Right. And then like, well,
white background.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Backstreet Boys thing and this is the end.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I honestly have I don't know if it's just going to be like normal life, but like, I honestly don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So you talked about, cause you mentioned levels in heaven and you being sort of weirded out by that. What kind of levels in heaven are people talking about? Because there is a levels in heaven in Mormonism, but I wanted to be clear about what you were talking about.
So maybe just my understanding is crazy. Yeah. Like I just felt like when you talk about levels going up, that like the people below are like not the same as, you know, as far as like status of going up. And in just my belief, you know, there's nobody better than me and nobody worse than me. Like we're all on the same playing field. That's just how my understanding of it is.
Yeah. So heaven for you is like one big place.
Exactly.
Everyone's going to the same party.
Same party. We're all hanging out.
Gotcha. All right. So do you have a vision of like pearly gates? Peter watching the pearly gates, playing bouncer?
Yeah, I don't. That's the thing. Like I've never honestly. That's crazy that like you say that. Like, cause I'll think about it, but I'll just move on. Like I'll see. Like I wonder like what heaven's like. Oh, anyways, what am I gonna eat? Like, you know, like I don't really.
I mean, it's too big a topic, right? It's.
I think in my opinion is like, I don't know if it's supposed to be, you know, what God's preparing for us, it's gonna be tight. So why would I worry about it? I'll just when I get there, it's gonna be great.
Right.
Well, what do you think? I feel like you just fucked up my whole world right now. Now I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, what is one thing you would want to do in heaven?
Man, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, obviously, like talk to God and Jesus and you know.
Sure.
But like, and one thing, you know, one thing I always think about in heaven, like I feel like, you know, when you start talking about your situation, how bad it was, and then someone else like completely destroys it with like, you know, their shitty situation. You know, exactly. Well, not exactly the one upper is annoying. I'm thinking of like, you know, like these people that are getting mad because, you know,
like
Christian persecution because, you know, they don't say Merry Christmas at Starbucks. Like you're gonna go tell Peter like, oh man, like yeah, they hated us in our time too. They didn't put Merry Christmas on Christmas cups. And he's like, oh well, you know, I got crucified upside down, so that was tight. Like, you know, like I thought about that, but that's literally like probably the beginning and end. Like I just feel like figure it out when you get there, I guess.
Yeah. Well, fair enough.
What do you think heaven's like?
Well, I mean, in Mormonism, interestingly enough, we have, I won't say a clear idea of what heaven is going to be like, but we do believe in stages of heaven. So there are more righteous people and less righteous people based on our actions on this earth.
Okay.
So the scenario I gave you of like the serial killer, right?
Yeah.
In order to make it to the Mormon idea of hell, which we call outer darkness, you have to have, you know, a sure knowledge that Jesus is the Christ. You have to have a sure knowledge of his work, his atonement, and then you have to deny it and work with other people to get them to deny it.
Okay.
And so that is something that it's like, all right, you cannot come back from that. That's what we believe as a faith.
Like you can't graduate from there and go to the
Right. Yeah, exactly. You've royally messed up. This is terrible, terrible stuff you're doing. So the serial killer person, say he has, or she, I don't want to judge, has no idea about Jesus Christ, right?
Okay.
No sure knowledge, nothing. In Mormonism, they are going technically to heaven, just the lowest degree of heaven.
Okay.
So, you know, they get the glory of the Holy Spirit, right? The glory of the Holy Ghost. And then, so there are 3 levels, and in the highest level, we believe we become like Heavenly Father and Heavenly Mother. We are making worlds, we are making children, we are populating these worlds with children. We're doing this work forever.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? I mean, I don't know. You know, it sounds like a lot of mommy daddy time is what it sounds like, and
hanging all
just
over,
kind of hanging out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. I had friends though who would be like, "No, I want to make a world where we can just go skiing all the time, and I want to go skiing all the time. I want a Matrix world where I go and I'm dodging bullets." You know.
So it's like the movie idea of heaven where it's just like your heaven. So like my heaven would just be baseball and hanging out and banging my wife. That's literally would be
perfect. That sounds like a great place to be. You know?
Amazing.
Sounds like a great world. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, me, I wanna spend time with family, but I wanna fly. I wanna move things with my mind. You know?
Am I cut off, or can I get part of that flying too? Like, is it like, well, no, you're done. You already said what you wanted. You can't have it. That's flying.
No. It's unlimited worlds. Just it's unlimited. You know? You're always creating.
Okay.
So we pretend like we have a pretty concrete idea, but I have no idea. You know, really, it doesn't. It says some, but it doesn't really say much, right?
Yeah.
Anyhow, fun. Well, I want to leave you some time to obviously plug what you want to plug if you've got anything going on. But a segment that I'm doing now is called "What's the Deal with Mormons," where I give you a chance to ask me whatever you want about Mormonism.
Well, I mean, I feel like the only thing I would want to ask would be the levels of heaven. But I guess when I was in Utah, one of the times I was in Utah touring,
did you get big crowds in Utah, by the way, for the hardcore Christian stuff?
Actually, in Utah, there's a big straight edge scene in Salt Lake.
Yeah, because everybody.
Yeah, but like these guys have like face tattoos of like X's and stuff like that on their face.
Gotcha. So you're talking about
straight,
even
that's
among
the straight edge
non-Mormon
thing.
crowd.
Is an X. 3 X's is straight edge. So that if you see it,
Oh,
so all the guys that you see like at your grocery store, they have like X on their face. That means they're straight edge.
interesting.
Yeah, like I have. I mean, I'm not going to show my titties on. Like on. I have 3 X's on my titties.
Yeah.
For straight edge.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, do you think so? That's why there are 3 X's on your Instagram profile.
Correct. That is.
I thought it was
not pornography.
Yeah, well, I didn't.
I
really
get that question wrong. Or I'm a big Vin Diesel fan.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Big Vin Diesel fan.
Yeah.
Triple X.
So no, yeah, I hate Vin Diesel. I just hate Fast and Furious. Like, stop making 25 movies.
I mean, come on. When it works, it works.
I guess so. But when I was in Salt Lake, I guess one of the guys we were hanging out with, I don't remember if it was like someone's house that we were staying at or like someone from one of the bands. They said in Salt Lake, girls will not like have sex with you, but they'll like just let you put it in their butt because it doesn't count.
Sure. Yeah, the poophole loophole is what.
Yeah. Oh wow, there's a name for it, so it must be.
I mean, it's not just in Mormon culture, right? I think it's a Christian thing.
That's true. Yeah. I've heard of
very important, and obviously someone missed the memo that is a sexual act, so therefore
I've heard the mouth thing, like, oh, if it's in the mouth.
Right. I mean, I count all of that as breaking the law.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think if you're going to those extremes, you may as well
exactly.
add regular intercourse. I don't understand why that would be better, but
yeah. It's just like, it didn't say it in the law. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Moses didn't think about that, did he?
Do Mormons don't allow tattoos, right?
Right. Unless they are, cultural. There are some like Tongan members of my faith.
Oh, really?
Who will have tribal tattoos. Yeah. Yeah, but like me, I'm not going to go out and get a tattoo. I'm not any ethnicity that would justify it. So
you could. I mean, typically culture would just be like a nice like Starbucks cup on your neck or something.
Gross. No. But yeah, typically no. Mormons, right? We believe the body is a temple, and we don't get tattoos to show respect for God's creation, right? But I mean, my wife and I have talked about how much tattoos would be fun. They're
not
kind of
fun.
Cool.
They're not fun to get. But...
Right. Yeah, I have a real big fear of needles, so I have never been tempted to get a tattoo.
Yeah, I was so excited because when you're fat, like there's just so much flesh, dude, and it's just like because like people say it's like bone, it's not really bone, it's just like sensitive skin is the worst. I mean, if anyone says, I hate it when people are like, oh, this tattoo didn't hurt, like bullshit. Like all tattoos hurt, they just hurt more or less.
Well, maybe they were too drunk to feel the pain.
That's bullshit. I don't want to hear that. I don't know, but like I hate like when someone says that, like I just want to like run like a needle across their skin, like, oh, this doesn't hurt. Like I don't know.
In that spot over that tattoo.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So no, we typically do not get tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that it? Is that all you got for me? That was a thoughtful question. I love it. No, end of the segment. Thank you for
you had your chance. You're done.
No, if you have anything else, go for it.
I don't think so.
All right, cool, man. Anything you want to plug? Anything you got going on? Assuming the world does not end.
Assuming I always have my pot. Well, I don't always have it. We haven't done really much in the off season, but every week, if you're a Dodger or Giant fan, Bench is Cleared podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everything, and gonna be coming out with a filming a short in May if this thing lets us film it.
Yeah,
probably out a couple months after about like marriage and stuff. So
yeah, nice. Are you trying to get the short done before spring training?
The short?
Yeah. Or not?
Oh, you mean spring training for baseball?
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with baseball, but spring training would technically be ending. What's today?
Soon.
The 25th?
Are they still
tomorrow?
Did MLB cancel or is MLB still going?
No, MLB is canceled. Spring training starts in February, and opening day was supposed to be tomorrow.
Gotcha. But it's all gone.
But it's stopped. So I don't even know. They're talking. There's talk of skipping the season. There's talks of so many things.
Yeah.
I don't understand if they're gonna do spring training for another week, and then I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
So,
jeez. I mean, that's crazy, man.
Can
you imagine if this was like your second to last year or something? You're just like, is this it? Am I supposed to just like bow out now?
Exactly.
Is this a sign? Jeez. How are you coping with the stay-at-home order? You doing anything fun?
My wife and I really got into puzzles. I'm a puzzle guy right now.
Puzzles, man. Do you go with like what's the toughest puzzle you got? How many pieces? I'm not experienced. This is just like the first couple puzzles, so
yeah. I don't have we did a couple because we're big Disneyland people, so I bought my wife like one of those like 4 puzzles in one box type thing.
Oh yeah.
Like the Thomas Kincaid Disney paintings, just like 4 of them. So we've been doing them the past.
Oh, cool.
But that's all I'm thinking about. Like I was finishing like the caulking on the inside of my windows, and I was like, I just can't wait to be done to go home to my freaking puzzle right now.
I feel like we're all
so
going
lame.
back in time.
Yeah, we're so fucking lame, dude.
That's great. We're gonna be using candles pretty soon.
And yeah, it's crazy like to see the grocery store how like people are going crazy over like toilet paper and shit. Like I grabbed toilet paper like the beginning of my shift one time. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to get on my way out. And some lady like almost cornered me. I thought I was going to get stabbed for some toilet paper.
Jeez.
Which is crazy because like if you run out of toilet paper, just wash your ass. Shower. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you a story really quick. Just really quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, this is good.
What's something called? I was in a manager meeting because I'm a meat cutter. So there's still a manager in the meat department. Yeah. But he was out. So I went to the manager meeting, and I was like, I don't get it. Why is everyone stocking up on toilet paper? It doesn't make sense to me. And they're like, if, in quarantine, you're going to need toilet paper. I was like, but if you run out of toilet paper, why don't you just wash your ass? And all of the managers and the store managers started laughing. Like, hysterically laughing. Like, not like, ha, 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 like fucking, like, bawling laughing. And I was like, oh, my God, am I the one? Like, am I weird?
Does that not happen?
Yeah, and then until my store manager, like the assistant store manager goes, yeah, what are you going to do? Grab the shower head and put it in your butt? Like, you don't do that when you shower? That's when I knew, like, okay, no, you guys are just disgusting.
Wow. So, people are not used to bidets. That's the issue.
No, I don't want to do a bidet. I need to be in control of everything.
You can get the one. You can get the attachments.
Really?
Like my attachments to your toilet.
Yeah, my grandma called me and was so excited about her bidet and was talking to me for a while about her bidet. And I'm scared to do that. Like, do you pucker up when you do it? Like, that would just be so scary. You don't know exactly when it's going to hit.
I think you're totally in control.
I don't know. I like just like, you feel it the entire time going from your thigh to your butt. You know when it's coming. Like, you can expect it.
Oh, man. I love it. Well, keep that. As long as they don't turn off the water, it sounds like you'll be safe, Jesse.
I think so, yeah.
Good, man. Hey, thank you so much for joining me.
Problem, man. Thank you for having me, man. This was real fun.
Yeah, this was great, man. Thank you so much. Bye.